Hello everyone, thank you for coming on to my channel, and for today's video I'd like to make my own personal commentary on this very heated election of the Deputy President of PKR between Rafizi and Nurul Izzah. And the topic today is Rafizi Ramli trying to save the ship, or is he actually sinking the ship? Now, this matter is very important to us because, number one, whether you like it or not, in my opinion, PKR represents the glue to the future of Malaysia. If you were to look at the coalition of Abang Jo's GPS and UMNO, Amanah and DAP, it is PKR is the one that is actually becoming the glue. You cannot hope for DAP because DAP is not accepted by most Malays for being duped by the Malay parties, saying that it is a bogeyman. You cannot have Amanah because Amanah has no clout at all in terms of politics. And of course, you cannot hope for UMNO or GPS to do the right thing because GPS is only concerned about Sarawak and UMNO is only concerned about its own skin. So there is only PKR, unless of course many of the Malaysians are trying to think that perhaps PAS can be the savior of Malaysia as well as Bersatu. Then that is another story, but I personally don't think so. So whether we like PKR or not, whether we like Anwar Ibrahim or not, at the moment I feel that this is the necessary glue. Whether the glue is nice to look at or not, that is the glue. Other glues will not work. So this is the issue where this election is very important. That's number one. Number two, I have never been a PKR member. When Reformasi was launched by Anwar Ibrahim way in 1999, I decided to join Parti Islam Malaysia. So I then joined DAP for a while until 2018 when Pakatan Harapan won the election, and then I left because I was thinking that I might be helping the new government to rebuild Malaysia, so I don't want to be associated with any political party, so I left the DAP in 2018, even though there are some people still saying that I'm a DAP member. Actually, the real thing is that I am no longer, and I left not because I don't like DAP or DAP was unfair to me. It's just that it's my own strategic way of looking into the future and my role and responsibility there. For instance, now I'm not a member of any political party. Nobody can say that I'm with this one or that one. I hope to be impartial and also presenting my own views with regard to matters pertaining to the nation. Now, there are 5 things that I would like to talk about with regard to the Rafizi campaign and ask the question whether he is saving the ship or is he actually sinking the ship. The first is that early on into the election, Rafizi had declared Nurul Izzah, if being rejected by the members, shows a rejection of Anwar Ibrahim. Now, why would Rafizi Ramli say that? If he was saving the ship, it means that if politically PKR had rejected Nurul Izzah, then perhaps then the position of Anwar is looked upon as being very weak by the other parties. By UMNO, by GPS, saying that Anwar is not in control of the party and therefore cannot be trusted to lead the coalition. So that may be him trying to save the ship. But in another way of looking at it, why did he say that? Why create the idea that Nurul was there as a kind of a nepotism issue? I have already mentioned that I think Nurul is as qualified as him or as anyone due to her own courage and diligence in fighting for the party. ever since Reformasi, before I think we ever heard of the name Rafizi Ramli. So why mention this? The idea that you must vote for Nurul because that is a vote for Anwar. If you don't vote for Nurul, then Anwar is useless. So I wondered whether this was a wise thing to say. Tactically, in a strategy, yes, for him, because he's already set up the idea that someone is getting favor from somebody and he is the underdog. I understand the strategy. But to mention the idea of nepotism without mentioning nepotism is a very naughty thing and could jeopardize the party. So in this sense, we could say that Rafizi is trying to put holes in the ship which all of us are in. All of us meaning the Malaysian public, Malaysian citizen who are hoping for change. And as I said, the only glue at the moment is PKR. And if PKR is unsuccessful to change, I don't know of any other party who will do it. Amanah will do it, but they won't have any clout. DAP will definitely change the country, but they have no way of getting Malay support in the next 30 years. So it's left up to PKR. So is Rafizi saving the ship or sinking it? Second, the Rafizi group is claiming that the election was filled with questionable things. And I have read all these questionable things, and I wonder to myself, if they really feel that these are questionable, why do they not complain it to Ross? And why do they not take court action and also delay the party election until this thing is resolved? Perhaps I don't understand politics or the laws regarding societies very well, but I have heard of people questioning elections and then being declared. I remember in DAP it was declared that you have to do it again, and I remember that very well. And Ross said you have to do it again, and they did it again, and with slightly different results, but mainly all of the same result. But if they could do it with the DAP, why not with this PKR? So this is a strange thing for the group to actually put up, because then you are trying to say that the leadership of PKR is tainted and not being honest, even though they have said they have brought in people from outside to actually do the evaluation of the whole election, and it has come forward to be good. And there were a few elections that was recounted or something, and that had resulted in a different result, but generally all are being accepted. And so that is a question whether Rafizi is trying to save the ship by trying to say that there's something really wrong with this election, and even if he loses perhaps in the future, then he will say, well, you see, they are tainted. Or is he trying to sink the ship? Because by what the Malay say, meludah ke langit, if you speak at the top, it's going to land back onto your face. So is this a meludah ke langit issue? So is Rafizi saving the ship or sinking it? The third is when he said that if he was not elected, then he will no longer be a minister. And if he's not minister, there's no guarantee that Sarawak will allow him back into Sarawak. Out of all the points that I will raise, I think this is the weakest point in Rafizi's campaign. For me, this is clearly a jab at trying to sink the ship rather than save the ship. How is he saving the ship? Why is he mentioning this? Of course, at one time, Sarawak being part of Barisan Nasional, they disallowed many of the opposition parties members to come into the state. That was their prerogative, and that's what they did. But that's history. Now he's saying that if he was not the cabinet, then he would probably not be allowed. We know at the moment that GPS is a member of the coalition of the unity government. Why are you bringing this up now? This is a no plus for saving the ship. This is, for me, a clear attempt at sinking the ship, because it's saying something which may jeopardize a relationship with another party, which is the GPS. Might as well we dig up everything about Najib Torazak and then destroy our relationship with UMNO. Now that would really be sinking the whole unity government ship. So I think of these three that I have mentioned, both other arguments can be said to be saving the ship or sinking the ship. But this number 3 is definitely trying to sink the ship. Now, number 4 is about Rafizi saying that, well, if he loses the election, then who is going to command the army? And I have gone on the media saying that I think Rafizi is well qualified to be the commander, and he has proven so in 2018, and he has proven again in 2022. But we must make mention that in 2018, Mahathir was also campaigning very hard. And I don't know who was the commander, but I saw that Mahathir was clearly a very, very important factor that inspired the whole nation other than Rafizi. Anwar was nowhere because he was in prison. But 2022, I saw Anwar Ibrahim giving so many speeches to the point that I was worried about his health, because he's a very old man. Rafizi is still young. So I think there is an equal attempt here to actually campaign. And so to claim that there is no commander, well, on the one hand, it is true. And it's Rafizi trying to save the ship. But on the other hand, there are other people who was also campaigning as hard. Before that was Dr. Mahathir, and after that is Anwar Ibrahim. And I'm sure Saifuddin Nasution and all the other group were also helping on the ground. Of course, the poor performance in Malacca, in Johor election is very, very clear, evident that PKR was very, very weak at that time. Finally, we come to the snub of Rafizi Ramli on giving the speech at the opening of the Congress with the Wanita as well as with the youth. It has been the tradition that the Deputy President give the speech. But Rafizi was said to have given a letter to Anwar saying that he will not attend, he will not give, and his reason that he has been quoted in saying is that he was not happy with the decision to launch the Sabah Missionary Party with Nurul Izzah and Amiruddin to launch it without his own consultation. He's saying that this is a breach of party protocols. He doesn't mind that other people are going to launch things instead of him, but it needs some sort of permission, I think. Now, I have no idea what Rafizi is talking about. I have no idea about is it a legal protocol or is it a cultural protocol? If it's a cultural protocol, then you just read it as that. If it is a legal one, certainly that is wrong. But if it's cultural and somebody didn't invite you, well, there is a message there that you have to deal with. In any political party, there will be rival groups. Just because they are rival group doesn't mean that the party will break. It could mean that the party will break, but we hope that the break can be a best thing for the nation. But if it is coming back into unity, then it is something else for the nation again. We have seen parties break before, and that is part of the Democratic Party life. In my personal opinion, if I were invited to speak at the two big factions of PKR, I would take the opportunity to present my case. Though I hope not in a very brash and sinking the ship manner, but you need to be philosophical, you need to be putting out some guilt conscience and using history in order to favor your position. Now, it's not good just if you have all your statistics and you have all your numbers that Rafizi usually has, but the philosophy and the way that you are going to get people up to support you also needs to be there with the leader. So leaders not made of numbers and statistics alone. It's also made of the philosophy as well as attitude and the idea of being able to speak to people in the language that they can understand best. So I think it is not good for Rafizi to snub the two invitation just on the basis of this rejection of the Sabah situation. But I think what he should do is to actually grab the situation, stand up there and actually win the war back with the delegation and with the members from these two very big wings. Sorry, use the word faction. It's not faction, it's wings. The youth wing and the women's wing. So how are you as a leader? You're in front of a hostile crowd. What do? You run away, or do you come with candies and sugars and also messages of hope, despair, history, conscience, guilt, but all phrased within the Malay Islamic adab, and this will be counted as part of a leadership quality. So we have seen the bruising that the AP had gotten from the Stephen Sim Lim Guan Eng affair. We see how Stephen Sim had acted very statesman, even though there are a lot of nasty things said, but he just went on, became a leader. And same thing with Lim Guan Eng. He kept his peace, let his soldiers do the work. But both members had more or less kept within the attitude and expectations of people in terms of their leadership role. So with all those 5 aspects, I wonder, or we wonder as a rakyat, whether Rafizi is actually warning or saving the ship by warning about its potential destruction, and also the unity government, and with that the hope of the country of any change. Or is Rafizi going a bit overboard and actually poking holes in the ship that all of us are in? And even though we are not PKR members, but I think there is more than just the Deputy Presidency to win. It is the country itself. And I hope that he would choose his words and his choices of examples very carefully in order to maintain the ship afloat rather than sink it. So I still wish both the best. My thoughts and my preference is still with Rafizi. I still have not seen Nurul in a commander or in a commanding situation, but I do worry that Rafizi may be getting a bit overboard and may cause ultimately our ship to sink. So with that, that's my opinion and commentary on the subject matter of the election of the Deputy President of PKR. Thank you. Hi everybody. If you would like to own my book and have my signature as well as a personal note from me, please follow the instruction. Thank you.